Regret nothing?
Write everything!
Regret nothing?
Write everything!
Regret nothing?
Write everything!
Somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. Not my poems or a dance I gave up in the street, but somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. Like a kleptomaniac working hard and forgetting while stealing. Somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. People ignore each other like riding down highways in autumn. The beauty of falling leaves doesn't amaze them. These leaves make a sound, but why roll your window down to listen to something so silently profound? There are many more leaves and trees falling, laying all over the ground, but we stand in awe if a tree falls down. We disregard the interesting for the apocalyptic. We lust for disgust because we don't trust the true meaning of beauty. Striving for perfection is envisioned as a lifelong struggle. Trying to make the perfect picture is like putting pieces of a puzzle together in water. Some submerge and bound together forever while others float off into never. And living in never, never gets better. For as long as you read, I will write to you. As long as passion burns inside of me, I will use me to ignite you. Give all the words of my life for you. Spread my thoughts in winds and cinnamon whirlwinds and rupture weak foundations just to build strong ones for you. I would risk me and my sins not making amends in the end if I could just affect you. I would take life, love, liberty, and justice, turn them into a game and connect the four for you. If opportunity knocks, I would bell hop to prop open the door for you if only you were my child. But I am only your classroom teacher. You see me as some foreign creature, not realizing you spend more time with me than your very own mother. And I can show you the route to mental freedom, but your real parents will just come through and blow my cover. And since shotguns are not allowed in school, I can't make no turning back a golden rule. So here I stand, trying to prove that while I must apply pressure to the back of your mind where the sun don't often shine, I mean, I'm not that nice all the time, but I do this with love. Because being a teacher is not a grind. It's what you are all the time, so don't get caught in the grocery store line with a cart full of wine, and don't be on Facebook cheesing and having too much of a good time. Don't be in your own backyard trying to please yourself or someone else, because when a teacher fails, millions fail to succeed, and teachers don't have the privilege of ignoring the sound of falling leaves.
Yeah.
On an April afternoon, showers tucked behind sunlight, wind softly rounding our universe, the kids play outside. I prepare dinner between Facebook and tweets, exchanging bitter nothings with a potential love interest as the screen door squeaks. A sign that someone has entered. Most likely one of the kids needs water, a Band-Aid, or permission to roam the neighborhood with a friend. My son walks in with a blank stare, plants his feet in a soft, determined stance, a high-pitched siren of a 7-year-old voice, and says, "Mom, can I talk to you for a minute?" I immediately put my computer to sleep. See, I teach my children we can talk about anything. I'm here for more than food and shelter, more than an emergency contact. It's okay to talk to me. I know what mistakes look like. God is the only one who doesn't make them, nor does he create them, so they were meant to be my babies. And that means more to me than anything. His body language screamed contemplation. I know my child. He's come to some conclusion. He tilts his head slightly to the left, takes a deep breath. Well, Ma, I feel different from all the other kids at school. Their dads come to school with them and my dad doesn't. My rib cage cracked. Sounds and echo through my body, causing eardrums to ring like sirens signaling emergency. Sometimes I feel like I want to run away, he says. Like nobody understands me. Now, I know I said we could talk about anything, but this was not included. I can't lie my way out of this one. Fairy tales about Never Never Land where his father is searching for pixie dust won't gain his trust this time. Instant trauma. I know I'm the mama, but I'm non-responsive. I wasn't aware that I was in need. I asked my fellow moms for relationship advice and they bid me Godspeed. See, dating is a daunting task indeed. Especially when I'm riding my past like a noble steed. You can cut off my heart and it probably wouldn't even bleed. I could chill half of California with this breeze. I mean, I'm just busy. Too busy to start something that will end on its own. Makes no sense because clearly I would be too busy to realize you were gone. I just hate when people give these all or nothing ultimatums. Like if I'm alone, then I'm bitter. If I give up on love, then I'm a quitter. If I wait, then love will deliver just to write a quitter from my mental hostile trials of giving him me all the time. What are we talking about? I think I'm infatuated with my patience. Waiting for something greater makes me okay with giving up good relationships. Plus, it's the devil's fault. I'm alone. I'm actually okay with that. Or is it God? Because I'm waiting for him to send me some perfect grocery store shopping day where I will meet my mate by the 24 package of water display and I will find that he drinks water just like I do. The North Star to a bonfire where projections of my subconscious were tossing my emotion into burn. Laughing until my soul was empty. Then in silence they synchronously arranged a rain dance to wash me cold. As the smut subdued, I saw you, staring at my remains. Struck a match with the flip of your wrist, restarted the flames, grabbed the hand of your mistress, turned and walked away. I've become an aching work of art. Wet paint slipping from rusted brushes, a smudged Picasso beautifully bruised and left hanging, faded colors dangling, in love with the painter. A taste of the real thing like a dash of cocaine in a glass, a tall, dark, and sweet affair, predisposed. The troubles I see are invisible. I'm the flip side of a pretty picture, wanting no more than for him to dismiss her, slam the door so hard, shake that image from its hinges. The last time I set myself on fire, I cringed. Tears tapping against decision like the heels of 1,000 line dancers. I admit I am the arsonist. Addicted to the smell of a smoky blaze, romancing the rain just so I can choke again. Oh, powerful consciousness, can you hear me? Smell the fear crackling. The desperation covered in orange and blue. Once the smut subdues, the fire is irrelevant. My eyes still filled with fumes as she smiles, grabs the hand of her husband as they turn and leave me to burn. Despite the chalk lines between right and wrong, moral barriers, school board codes, workplace ethics, statutory laws, and complaining administrations, I wish I had went on a date with an 18-year-old. I wish I could take back that stare I used to scare him out of my classroom and just explain that I was scared too. That every position in life is temporary. No one wants to get clocked out too soon. This 5'7", muscular frame, bright eyes, silly but intelligent 18-year-old boy was a resilient somebody. Had the nerve to ask me for my number after graduation. Like, come on, Miss Bale, just to keep in touch, you know what I'm saying? I hesitated. But with cancer on his other line, my position was of little importance. See, it's tough being a teacher. You never know which role to play on which day. You never know which sacrifices to make, because if 1/4 of his dying wish was to take me on a date, I would risk it. All of it. The bureaucracy, the discrimination, the BS special ed minority placement, the assessment of failure, the leaders who are leaders just because they are friends with leaders but have no clue how to lead us. I will risk the lesson plans. I spend countless nights writing just to get evaluated by people who never get evaluated. I will risk staff development. Have happy hour instead. More solutions come from bar hopping on weekends than we ever see from our administrations. I will risk displaying the ignorance of Americans on education. Proud open eyes, show them our comparison to other nations. Walk into Arnie Duncan's office, throw my paycheck on the table, and ask him, why the hell am I following all these rules? All he wanted was a meal with me. To break bread outside of school. I risk making a dying child happy just for you. I'm no Mary Kay Fualo. Teenagers just don't do it for me. But if a day with an adolescent cancer patient will make him happy, I would do it for him. Sit face to face in a public place, navigate the conversation appropriately, play it safe, risk running into a school board member, a teacher, a principal. Seeing him smile again is worth it. Worth erasing the chalk lines between right and wrong. The moral barriers between what you think and what actually happens. School board codes governing my personal life. Workplace ethics, statutory laws, complaint administrations. I just wish I wouldn't have kept him waiting for me to clock out. I miss hearing him ask and having to say no. His head hung low, walking out of the room. I just wish he didn't have to clock out so soon. Thank you.